Hey everyone, welcome to Birds of a Feather. Today we're making this adorable Christmas tree banner. And if you want to make these little baubles, get yourself some mini yarn. All you're going to need is a number 5mm crochet hook and any green yarn. I'm using this cotton. So let's get started. To start, we're just going to make a slip knot. And then we're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So in the next stitch from the hook, we're going to insert and do a single crochet. Now if you don't know how to do a single crochet, you're going to yarn over, grab the loop, you've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through. That's the one single crochet. So we've got 2 and we're on our 3rd, and we're going to do a total of 6. Now that we've got 6, we're going to do a decrease. So we're going to pull up a loop in the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to go ahead and complete as if we're doing a single crochet. Now we're going to continue on to the end of the row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now a good thing to remember as you count your stitches is we've had 6 stitches after the decrease, so on the next row we're only going to do 5 single crochets before we do the next decrease. That's the way I remember it. So I'm going to chain 1, turn the work. Now this time, from this point forward, we're only crocheting into the back loop only. So if I can turn the work and show you, there's 2 loops. As you can see here, we're only going to be crocheting into that back loop from this point forward. So we're going to crochet into the first stitch, single crochet, and single crochet is the only stitch you need to use for this. So we're doing 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, that forms a little ridge here on the front, which will look really cute for our Christmas trees. So now once again we're doing our decrease, but this time we're going to do an invisible decrease from this point forward. And so to do that, I'm going to insert the hook into the back loop only of the next stitch, and then once again into the back loop only of the stitch after that. I'm going to pull through 2 loops as if I'm doing the single crochet, yarn over, and complete the single crochet. And that's your invisible decrease. You won't see any holes. Now I did do one here where I did a regular decrease, if I can find it. So here's one where I did a regular decrease, and if I can just point it out with my crochet hook here, you can actually see, or hope you can see, a much bigger hole right there where the decrease is done. you can see the holes are much bigger in comparison to the rest of the stitches around them. Whereas with an invisible decrease, you're not really going to see anything. So again, continuing with single crochet to the end of the row and crocheting into the back loop only, we're going to finish off the row with our single crochets, and we're going to count our stitches after the decrease. So that's 1, 2, 3, oops, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 6. So again, like I pointed out before, we counted 6. On the next row, we're going to do 1 less, and so we're going to do 5 single crochets. You'll notice that this row is 5 single crochets, the next row is going to be 5 single crochets. Chain 1, turn our work, and again, working into the back loop only, we're going to do 5 single crochets. Again, we're going to work an invisible decrease. So pick up the loops, the back loops of the next 2 stitches, pull through your loop as if you're doing your single crochet, yarn over, and pull through both loops on the hook. You can see we're starting to form this little ridgy peak here. So count out your stitches after the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So remember, you counted your stitches. That gives you a clue as to what you're starting your next row with. It's going to be 1 less than the stitches you counted out. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and this next row we're going to start with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, invisible decrease. Count out the rest of the stitches to the end of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, turn. This next one we're starting with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now our invisible decrease into the back loop of the next 2 stitches, pull through the loop, yarn over, and complete the single crochet. Counting out the stitches to the end of the row, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain and turn. So our next row we're starting with 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then our invisible decrease. Counting out the stitches, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1 and turn. So our next row is going to have 3 single crochets at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, invisible decrease, and then 1, 2, and 3. Since we ended with 3, we're going to start the next row with 2, always one less. Chain 1 and turn. One, 2, invisible decrease, and then 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and turn. We're starting the row with 2. 1, 2, invisible decrease, and then 1 and 2. Next row we're starting only with 1. This is what we have so far. It's giving us a nice Christmas tree shape. So, chain 1, we're going to turn our work. 1 single crochet, invisible decrease, and finish off with 2 single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. One single crochet, invisible decrease, and 1 single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. Now we're going right into our invisible decrease. Single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and 1 more invisible decrease. And that finishes our tree. So now we're just going to cut our yarn, leaving a length so that we can hide our ends later. Just going to pull through and knot that off. Now what we have here is some brown yarn. We're going to turn our tree so that the bottom is facing us. We're going to count out, I think it's 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get a smaller hook for this because the yarn is finer. I've just got, what size is this? This is a size F. I'm not sure what that translates into in millimeters. So pull through our loop. We're going to chain 1, tighten that off, and I like to sandwich the tail end as I crochet, so I'm just going to hold it right back here as I do the single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and turn. Now you can weave it right back. So again, we're going to single crochet 3, and I want to point out that this time we're crocheting through both loops, not just through the back loop. Chain 1 and turn. And again, we're single crocheting 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we can cut our yarn, leave a tail end, bring that through, and we've got our little tree trunk. Now, if you'd like to crochet these little baubles, it's very much like I previously showed you on these crochet phone covers. So here's our crocheted pom-pom, and we're going to do a very similar technique. So again, with a smaller crochet hook, we're going to do a magic circle. So we're going to cross the yarn over, come through, pull it through. We're going to yarn over and chain 1. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets into the center of that circle there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to take the end and pull it tight. Now we're going to join up to that first chain. And we're going to slip stitch to join. Then we're going to chain 1. So what we have now is our little circle here, and again, I like to work in the tail end, so I'm going to grab it and sandwich it in between as I work. So we're going to single crochet 6 around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1. Now on the next one we're going to do a decrease. So for the next 2 stitches we're going to decrease. We're just going to pull up loops. We're not too concerned to do an invisible decrease at this point. So we're just going to pull up our 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Next stitch is just going to be a single crochet, then another decrease, so we're going to pull through 2 loops in the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, pull through all the loops. Final stitch is a single crochet, so now you have this little half round hat here. We're going to cut our yarn, leaving a fairly long tail end. fasten off. Then we're going to get a needle and we're going to go in and out all the way around these stitches to tighten it off. But first we're going to stuff it with a little bit of stuffing, so I'm going to go grab some of that. You only need the tiniest little bit of stuffing here. So you're just going to take the end of your crochet hook and just get that right in there. Now what you'll do is thread the end through a tapestry needle here. And then you're just going to weave in and out all the way around. And pull tight. And you've got your little mini bauble here. Now what you're going to do is bring back your Christmas tree. And we're going to take advantage of these ends. So take your crochet hook, poke it through from the back, take one of the ends and bring it through to the back. Poke your hook into another area right beside it, not the same hole, because then this won't work. Pull it through to the back, turn it around. Now you've got your two ends here, and what I do is simply tie this over knot. Just an overhand knot. Pull that tight. And there, you've got your little decorative bauble on the tree. And then what you can do is just weave in, pull through the ends, just wrap them around a few of the stitches here. Make sure it doesn't show on the front. And once you're done weaving them in for a couple of stitches, you're just going to cut that off and trim that. Now, same as we did, we're just going to thread the end of the yarn here. I'll probably need a bigger eyed needle here to do that. And we're just going to hide our ends. Just weave them in so they don't show on the back.
For more crochet ideas, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notifications of our upcoming projects.